All right, we have some awesome ribeye steaks and some nice T-bones, okay? So here's some tips when it comes to pan-searing steaks, folks. As far as salting, now there's different people that have different opinions about when to salt a steak. Some people, for beginner chefs, they'll say before or after. Intermediate and advanced chefs will say it depends. So there's windows of timing when it comes to salting steaks. You want to salt either 5 minutes or less before cooking in a pan, or minimum of 45 minutes or longer, okay? And another option is you can actually kind of salt brine it for 12 to 24 hours in the refrigerator before cooking. The salt brine, that's going to pull the moisture out. It's going to mix with the salt, and it's going to kind of infuse back into the steak. That might be arguably the best way to do it. However, people have different schedules. They don't always know what they're going to eat, so you go with your schedule. And this was something we planned today. Having steaks, we planned that today. So I didn't salt them earlier, 45 minutes or longer. So I just salted them. I'm going to get them in the pan momentarily. So the reason why you want to stay away from that 5 to 45 minute window is because what happens is, I see it happening already, is the salt is pulling moisture out. Salt is a desiccant, okay? So it will pull the moisture out, and you want a dry surface for that nice sear, that Maillard reaction, which is something that happens with the proteins in the steak and natural sugars, and that gives it the nice crust, okay? So this is already beginning to sweat, but hey, I wanted to make sure I taught you folks how to do this, and that's okay. If it sweats a little bit, do not worry. I patted these down nice and dry before I put the salt. Use a high quality salt like a Redmond's salt, or a Celtic sea salt is another great option for you. Delicious and nutritious, both of those aforementioned salts. And again, you don't want to sweat, because 5 to 45 minutes in, it's going to sweat the steaks, and you don't want a moist surface or a wet surface, all right? But that's okay. We went beyond 5 minutes. Let's make this happen. So what you want to do is take your steaks, and you want to put the steak down gently and always go away from yourself. That's an important tip. If you don't like being burned, go away from yourself. Preferably have safety gloves, but do not do this. Do not do this. You can absolutely use something to press that down, but hey, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm weighing the risk versus the reward, folks. Again, away from yourselves, like that. Do not do this. Do not do this. All right. And you're going to let that go for a few minutes. I would say 3 to 7 minutes, depending upon your desired internal temperature. And what will happen is the steak will unstick naturally. I forgot an important part, folks. Oil in your pan. Okay, you don't need a lot. The more you add, the more it creates more of a frying environment. And I don't want to deep fry these steaks. I just want to pan-sear them. So I use the beef tallow. I love beef tallow because it is from beef. It's the natural fat in beef. And it's really cool because then you don't have to worry or think too much about smoke points, because the beef tallow is going to have the same smoke point as the fat in the beef. All right. You can use olive oil. You can use coconut oil, algae oil, okay? Preferably a high heat oil, all right? Olive oil, when you go too high in the temperature, it's not good, folks. So do your research and plan ahead. So I've got this on a medium-high heat, between medium and high. And for most steaks, that's gonna be a nice sweet spot in your temperature. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Time to flip the steaks, or is it time? Now, as I mentioned before, steaks, when you're pan-searing, should naturally unstick. Don't force it. Don't force that love. Let it happen naturally. So a good way to do that is to give it a little nudge. Give it a little nudge and see if they release nicely. And hopefully it'll have some nice color on the other side. All right, so I'm gonna flip these, going away from me again. How you doing? Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful color on both of them. Excellent. This is a matter of preference, folks. You can leave it on longer on that side or not. Another little tip for ribeye in particular is you can cut that fat here and cut the fat here to make it contour to the pan a little better, fit the pan a little better. And now I'm being smarter than I was before, and I'm using something instead of my hands to press it down just to make sure there's some nice contact with the surface. Now, those of you who have been cooking for a long time, you might go with instinct. Otherwise, go with your internal temperatures. There's no shame in the game to use a meat thermometer. As a matter of fact, I recommend it, especially for a beginner and intermediate chefs or home cooks. All right. So yeah, this is great. If you folks learned something, I packed a lot of information in this video, actually useful, detailed information. And you'd like to buy me a coffee. I don't have the pleasure of knowing you folks all personally, but if you feel like I improved your game when it comes to pan-searing steaks, you could buy us a coffee to show our family some support. $5 or more. We appreciate everything sincerely, and you can buy me a coffee that way, folks. Hope you learned something. I'm about to get into these steaks soon. Take care, everybody.